Good morning, everybody. Hello, happy Thursday. How are you doing? Welcome to the Show Up, Rise Up, Rise Up show. The Show Up, Rise Up, Rise Up show. It would help if I was able to say the name of my own show, wouldn't it? The Show Up, Rise Up show. With me, your host, Danny Wallace. I am the Queen Bee, as are you. For anybody that is brand new to the show, this is an alternative to the morning news shows that go on out there. What I do is I share with you the weather. I share with you what's going on in the world of IATQB, and also I share with you inspiration and phenomenal people from around the world, be it business, be it mindset, be it inspirational stories. I try to share with you as many epic people that I know as possible. And today is no different. I'm really excited to have our guest, Lisa Hawkyard, on the show today. She's going to be with us in just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, who's first past the post? It is Joanne Smith. We are celebrating bringing Sassy back this morning. Yes, we are indeed. Good morning, Joanne Smith. I know we're having a little bit of a celebration today. So happy Thursday to you. We'll do a little dance for Joanne today. Good morning to Danielle Hobson. How are you, my darling? Welcome. Come on in. Come and get a cuddle. Good morning, Becky Dillon. Good morning, Annie Cameron. Hello to our usual suspects. Hello to people that have just joined us who are new to the show. Please let me know in the comments if you are new to the show. It's a warm welcome from us to you as well. Good morning. Good morning. Are you coming to say hello? Come on then. She's woke up. She's here, everyone. They've got Ivy. I bring the sunshine and the honey. Yeah, I do. Good morning, Emma Louise. How are you? Facebook user, if you are watching in the Hive, then please make sure you can. Here she is. Look, there she is with her bed. Say good morning to everybody. Come and get some breakfast. Morning. That's Ivy. That's my youngest, everybody. So I'm quite aware that we are doing this show in the middle, smack bang in the middle of the school run. So my apologies. We started this show right at the beginning of lockdown, not having any school runs. The whole reason why I did this show was to get my ass out of bed, to make sure that I didn't fall into the trap of staying in bed, which was very easy for me to do. I have a penchant for lying in, and I do love a nap. So yeah, it would have been very easy for me to have stayed in bed. So I stayed accountable to you guys instead, to get up every morning and rip up the day, get ready for the day together. So really, that's the reason why we're here. But now it's a little bit different. So I know some of you can find it difficult to kind of get on the show live. So not next week, but the week after, we are going to be shifting the show to 9:15. Don't hold me to it though, because we've still got some juggling around to do. Obviously, like my diary for the next few weeks is absolutely rammo. We are in the gear up and the run up to the Be Heard So You Want to Be a Speaker challenge. Loads of you have signed up. We've got a couple of hundred people signed up already. I'm absolutely made up. So many of you want to make sure that you are getting speaking about your business and mission message. So it is really epic that so many of you have signed up. Just along the ticker on the bottom, you can see join the Be Heard So You Want to Be a Speaker challenge. That is the email address. That is the address just there. So make a note of that and make sure that you are signed up for the challenge. It's going to be 4 days of getting you speaking either online or in real life, depending on however it is that you can speak. But if speaking is getting in your way, I am, can you believe, international celebrity public speaking coach to the stars, darling. But also I help people in business get out of their own way and speak about your business so you can reach more people, earn more money. So if you want to get amongst it, make sure you click the link below. Let me know what the weather is doing wherever you are. What are you guys saying this morning? Good morning. I'm saying hello to Ivy. She's a little ray of sunshine, isn't she? Morning, Lisa Jane. Ivy vibes, the priceless. She just comes up. She made up with herself, isn't she? Rosie Wood, good morning. Good morning. Govinda, hello. It's so lovely to see so many of you joining us this morning. I am thrilled that you're with us. We've got blue skies in London. It is scorchio. Govinda, I can furnish you accordingly with a little sunshiny bee there for London. There you go, London. How are we doing over there below the Watford Gap? It's a bit shit in here in Preston, if I'm going to be honest with you. So we're going to have a little bit of it. It's a bit shit bee. There we go. If you've seen it before, it's a bit shit. Which is kind of the standard for the UK, really. Although yesterday we were kind of, apart from Derbyshire, we were scorching all the way through the UK, which is pretty awesome. My makeup looks fire today. Do you know, all I've got on today is a little bit of BB cream, a little bit of bronzer, bit of brows, and then they're not even tidy brows because my eyebrows need Jesus right now. And some lashes, that's it. That's all I've got going on today. I've done it before. You want to do it. Lindsay got amongst it last time. She also spoke on the Be Inspired stage last time as well and absolutely ripped it up. Speaking of Be Inspired, it is all going ahead, you guys. Be Inspired is still going ahead. 15th of October, there are 4 tickets left, and then that's it. We have got very, very low numbers purposefully to keep everybody distanced and to keep everybody nice and safe. We are fully COVID compliant in that we've got masks, we are socially distancing, we've got hand washes, everything is amazing in terms of how the venue are looking after us. It is an educational and work event, so we are still able to go ahead. Our numbers are small. It's going to be really exclusive. It's just going to be the people that have got tickets plus 4 more people, then that's it. If you do want to come along to Be Inspired, it is on the 15th of October. I've got a bit of an announcement this morning, you guys, and it pains me to say this, and I'm just going to say it out of my mouth. On the 7th of November, we were going to be launching in real life with a big press and PR event, my book, I Am the Queen Bee, How I Overcame Self-Sabotage to Fly Anyway and How You Can Too. We was going to do a big in real life launch. It is no longer going to be the case. We were also on the same evening going to be launching the Fly Anyway Foundation. So that was going to be an in real life press event. It was going to take place in Manchester. We had lots of, we had celebrities that were queued up that we'd invited to come along. We got lots of media that we'd invited to come along. And given how tenuous things are right now, it feels irresponsible of us to do essentially, yes, it's a work event in that it's a launch, but it is a press event, it is a PR event, essentially it's a social event. So we have had to pull the plug on that. The in real life. That does not mean to say that we are not launching. We absolutely are. So we're going to do an online launch instead. We're going to run it. I don't know what it's going to look like. We've made the decision in the past sort of 24 hours. So I'm going to be consulting with the Hive. I'm going to be consulting with you guys with regards to what that's going to look like. To make sure that as many of you as possible can get involved. We are doing a #1 bestseller campaign. We still be reaching out to all the PR and media outlets. We've still got lots of incredible endorsement from fabulous people all over the UK and beyond. But yeah, we had to make that decision yesterday, and it felt like it was sad, and I had a little cry, don't get me wrong, because I've been gearing up for the launch of this foundation for the past 10 years, since I was on the floor, since I was having a bad time. And I was homeless and I was coming through the other side of this. And I decided when I decided to create the I Am the Queen Bee movement that I wanted to help people. But when I was financially secure, I then wanted to help survivors of domestic abuse, which is what the Flying Away Foundation is all about. So even though the launch of it isn't going to look exactly how I envisaged it in the first place, what we're going to do instead is we're going to do an online book launch, online charity launch, create a big festival party online, in a similar way than we did the big festoon. Like the big festoon, like we had a great day, right? It was incredible. So we're going to do something. It's not going to be as long. It's not going to be like a 12-hour marathon or anything like that, but it is going to be a happening. You know that I like creating interesting events. So we're going to make it interesting. We're going to make it exciting. We're going to do the book launch and the charity launch online. And then in March, April next year, fingers crossed, with everything going well and lockdown looking like it isn't a lockdown anymore, fingers crossed, we will do an in real life event then that will be more of a social, that will be more of a party and a celebration. So we'll still have launched the foundation. We will still be taking applications for ambassadors. I will be talking to you about that after the challenge and after the cart closes for Be Heard, So You Want to Be a Speaker, the course. After that, we're going to be talking about taking on ambassadors. So ambassadors for the Fly Anyway Foundation are going to be business owners and business supplies providers who will be able to offer either discounted services or affiliated services to survivors of domestic abuse. They'll be able to apply via the foundation for a grant so that they can get business supplies or business coaching to help them launch their businesses, to create their independence once again if they are fleeing from domestic violence or domestic abuse. And that is completely, this is a completely gender fluid situation. You can be a male survivor, you could be a female survivor, you could be non-binary survivor, trans survivor, anybody will be able to access these grants. There'll be an application process. We'll be able to see and have a look at the businesses and the business plans and see what are the best experts or ambassadors to help them build their businesses. So that is still going on. We're going to be actively seeking ambassadors from October onwards. So we'll still launch the charity. We will still have people going through the Fly Anyway Foundation, so that then when we do the big celebration in March, April time, we will actually have loads of successes to celebrate with people that have built their businesses whilst in that downtime. So I'm really, really excited still. But it has been one of those times where I've had to make a properly executive decision over what's going to keep people safe, what's not going to make me look like a knobhead, in fairness. Like, can you imagine if I still went ahead with it? It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, onward, on we go. We didn't get to do so much in terms of the weather then. Clear skies in Hastings. There you go, Hastings. There you are. I think somewhere like that. Tell me what is going on where you are. Silver clouds in Brum. When you say silver clouds, I know you really mean grey clouds, don't you? The sun's peeping behind it, but it's a bit shit over in Brum. I get it. I love your spin on it, Jojo. I love your spin on it. Thank you, sweetie. So what else? Govinda Sandu, you want to do it? You want to do the challenge? Make sure you sign up along the bottom. You can see where the website is to get along. To get amongst. So you want to be a speaker of the challenge, getting you speaking about your businesses. All right. I'm still in bed. I just need to get up and look out the window. You've done that already. Fantastic. The sun is coming out in Derbyshire today. It was rainy yesterday. Derbyshire, are we in the middle? Derbyshire? There? I kind of want it to be there. The bee's massive. It covers a huge area anyway. It's fine. We've got a massive surface area on these bees. Carrie, it's grey and shit. It's a bit shit in South Wales. Having it's a bit shit, bee. There you go. I'm so excited to do this challenge second time round. The first time round is Army for this challenge. It's very interesting that many people that do the challenge first time round come back and do it a second or a third time. And the reason being is that they get more and more and more confident. They will learn things each time they do the challenge. So when people are completely brand new, they break you through the nerves. When people are a little bit further along, they start to look at the content, and so everybody gets something from the challenge. It's really cool how this works. Lincoln is looking good. Blue sky here. Luby Lou, let's sort you out, hook you up. There we go. Lincoln and the east coast. Right, onward we go. You guys, let us get our guest onto this show this morning. I am absolutely thrilled to have this person on the show. We've been connected now for just under a year, and she is one of life's hearts. She is one of life's hearts. The love that she has and the care that she gives to her community and the care that she gives to her family is just absolutely second to none. And it's a wonder to see her journey in all of its guises. Please welcome onto the show this morning the fabulous Lisa Hawkyard. Good morning, my darling.
Good morning, you gorgeous woman.
Oh, it's a loving this morning. I'm made up.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm so good. It was a bit of a tricky decision yesterday over the in real life launch, and I felt like I took a bit of a kick in sort of late last night when I decided to just say to everybody involved and the people that I've invited and all of the team that we got behind it, you know, it's not the wisest thing to do right now. And sometimes you've got to do that. You've got to make those decisions to do the right thing for yourself, for your audience, for everybody, Lisa. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, it's good. Do you know something? It's everything's got to sit. You said about the heart. Everything has got to sit right from within. Hi, Lisa. It really has. And if it doesn't sit right, if it doesn't align, if it just doesn't, like I was saying to you before, you know, like if you sit and eat your chocolate, it feels great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But if you eat your Brussels sprouts, it really doesn't. So
do you want to sit eating Brussels sprouts? Is that what you want to do?
No. Everything that you do, it has to come from feeling right. So, you know what? As hard as it is the right thing for you right now in this moment. But
Absolutely.
Amazing, because you always make everything amazing anyway.
Oh, thank you. So Lisa, thank you so much for getting up early with us this morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm absolutely thrilled that you have my heart anyway. So to be able to chat with my friends of a morning is just like, I've got a wicked job. Like, I love my job. So tell us more about your business so far and what it is that you have been getting up to. So you're a confidence coach, right?
I am. I'm a confidence coach for women, or the confidence coach for women. So I love to positively transform the mindset and lives of the women that I work with. But I do that by inspiring them, by nurturing them, because I'm big on that, and empowering them to be the person that they want to be. Hi, Michelle. Not who other people think they should be, because there's a lot of shoulding going on at the moment, especially.
Right.
And I'm so passionate about women being true to themselves on any level. It really doesn't matter if you're seen as a high flyer, if you're whatever, I'm not even going to do the scale because I don't believe in that. But
there isn't one. Yeah.
Exactly. Where you are in this moment is choice, and that's where you choose to be. And I'm really passionate about making sure that, everyone has the different ideas of where you should be at this moment, but we'll know. It's like I was saying to you earlier, I've just taken a little step to the side at the moment because I've got a lot of family things to deal with at the moment. And that's okay, even though I've had people, oh, you should be. No, I'm confident, not all singing or dancing, but confident in myself. And that's what I encourage the women that I work with to do the same. Be true to yourself.
Absolutely. And whenever you position yourself as an expert and a leader in your particular field, you've got to lead from the front. And I find this, like, being in the online space, being amongst a lot of coaches, being amongst a lot of leaders, is that lots of them will share their expertise and will share their knowledge, but it's like the cobbler's shoes. You get a cobbler who makes shoes for everybody, and he looks down and he's got shit shoes on. And you can't, hand on heart, lead people and inspire people if you are not applying to yourself what it is that you are saying to other people. So to make that decision to just press pause for a second and say, look, there are things I need to look after here. Just as if they were coaching directly with you, you'd be saying, look to the left and the right. What needs looking after right now?
Exactly.
You can't make that decision. And then when you move forward, nothing feels just disingenuous. You're not just saying glibly, these are the things that work. You are applying them to yourself. And confidence isn't what people think confidence is.
No.
Right?
No. Confidence, my version of confidence, is being absolutely hand on heart true to yourself. And whether that means that you're sitting very, very quietly, you're a bit of an introvert, but you're happy to be quiet, that's confidence. If it's all singing or dancing, crack on, brilliant, absolutely fine. If it's learning to say no when you usually say yes, just doing what you feel comfortable with in this moment is confidence. And it's all about being true to yourself, and everything has to sit right. I'm so big on coming from here. I'm so heart-centered. Everything comes from my heart. So, if you want to say no, great. If you want to move on somewhere, move on. If you want to stand up and say something, say it. It's absolutely okay. And I think, in my life, I've been, I say now, I've been allowed to let myself be downtrodden. But I have. And now I've got to that point where actually, no, I'll just say it how it is. And I say it with love, I say it with kindness. And that's what I encourage my community to do as well. Be who you want to be, but just do it from a place that's kind. Simple as that,
Absolutely. And here's the thing, here's what I got when I was younger. We're getting loads of people saying hello and good morning. I love it. Good morning, Susan. I love it. So when I was younger, being a performer, and you've got performers in your family, being a performer, you've got to switch on.
Yeah.
You've got to be on, whether you're on stage, whether you're being interviewed, whether you are selling yourself to potential clients who are going to book you. You've got to make sure that they are 100% certain that you are going to entertain their people, and you've got to switch that on, because you can't work at that level of giving of your energy all the time. And people would say to me often, oh, you're so confident, Danny. And I would describe myself as a bit of an ambivert. Like, I love being in crowds and I love being around people, but equally now more than ever, I'm a lot more insular. I need that kind of almost that silence to counteract the freneticness of everything else. And that confidence sometimes, say if I'm owning a room, then I'm owning a room. That's my extroversion hat on, and that's where I'm, that's I'm in my job. But actually, if I'm in that room as a member of that room, it's much more difficult to just be Danny and not be Danny Wallace, and to have to turn it on. And the confidence is the quiet knowing and acceptance of yourself, as opposed to the jazz hands that everybody thinks confidence is, right?
Yeah, it's about finding the balance. I mean, the way that I work, I work with how the mindset works, and we literally have neutral, and we have positive, and we have negative. So for example, you've got to have the balance. So if I can be all singing, all dancing, I really can, in a certain company, if that makes sense. If I feel comfortable, I will, like now, I feel very comfortable, chat. When we finish, I'll just go and sit and have a cup of tea over there, because that's just how I am. But it's about making sure you have that balance. So, if you do have to give a lot of energy in a certain situation, even though you love doing it, it's about remembering that you've got to allow yourself to counteract that with whatever you see it as, positive or negative. Because if you give, and give, eventually you're going to drain yourself, but you've got to give to yourself. And this is something that I'm all about, and I'm leading by example right now. I need to nourish myself. It's been a long 6 months, and we've got to find that balance. And if we don't find that balance, the only person we're actually hurting is ourselves, and we're not true to the people that we surround ourselves with. So that's exactly right. Exactly right. Be who you need to be.
Being who you need to be, I think, is the key to this whole thing, isn't it? Who do you need to be right now, and who you needed to be 12 months ago may be different than who you need to be right now, because your needs will be different. My God, this year, everybody's needs are going to be different right now. From the beginning of the year, if you and I, in fact, we hooked up this year, didn't we? At the beginning of the year, you came along to my Be Heard Live, my in real life workshop, and you had different plans for yourself for the rest of this year. And then almost directly after that, this was in January, and by March we were locked down. So if someone had said to me and you right at the beginning of this year, you're like, where do you see yourself in 12 months time? You would not say wherever it is that we are now.
No, this is it. And I had a conversation with my son the other day, actually, and he was like, well, what's going to happen? And I was like, seriously, darling, honestly, this has never, ever happened in our lifetime, ever. My lifetime. I said, so you're asking me these questions. I actually don't know. We just have to do one day at a time, because it's literally changed this week again, isn't it? Yesterday, whatever it was. And then I said to him as well, it's like, but my mum and dad, my dad's 86, my mum's 81. They've not been through this either. I said, so actually, nobody actually knows what to do. Nobody knows. So all we can do is just very, very gently put one step in front of the other and do what feels right in this moment. I have no idea. And for the first time ever, I'm just like, I don't know. And actually, I'm confident in saying I don't know, because I actually don't. Look how your work has changed, literally, your plans, just like that.
Yeah. And a whole side of my business has been, I can't say, I got sad last night, Lisa, because I just thought I miss singing. Singing online is not the same. And everyone was like, do Danny again, or sing online, it'll be really great. And it's not the same. I can't get the same sound quality. There's nothing like being in the room with people. There's nothing like it. And I really, really missed it last night. When I made that decision, I was just, I could cry thinking about it now, but it's changed who I am and what I give to people.
The one thing I wanted to say to anyone watching, but also just remember, and this is something I live by, a couple of my ladies are on here, is everything is temporary. So even though it feels like this, it's still temporary. And even if it's staying for longer than we thought, let's face it, we thought, a couple of weeks, we'll be out.
It'll be all right in June, July, be fine.
So, but it's still temporary. Everything is temporary. And in this moment, it's about staying present, about what you enjoy in this exact moment. Like my son actually sent me a message. If you're all right, out. It was like, it's like this, this is in his world. He's like, August, we're allowed to go out, eat, drink, 50% off meals. And now September, we're being told we're being selfish for going out. And I was like, is it any wonder why
Yeah.
everyone's
That everyone's in this kind of state of flux and unsure, and like you say, and there's so many people that are watching along that are relating to this now. All we have is now, and all the only decisions that we can make are in the moment, based with the information that we have right now. And to panic, when I think what we are learning to kind of roll with the punches. And don't get me wrong, yeah, it's like, oh, for God's sake, what now?
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing, I mean, certainly within this community and within our circle of friends, is that we are learning how to kind of roll with that a little bit more. And yes, we do have to make some decisions sometimes that are uncomfortable, but ultimately, like, this too shall pass. If we go at it like this and we relax around it a little bit more, then it's easier to maneuver. Because if you're fighting against it, you're fighting against change, or you're fighting against fear all the time, then nothing's easy. I was talking yesterday of if you've got a child and they get their head stuck in a jumper and it's panic, like, oh my God, I can't get out of my jumper. Like, oh, you can't undo a button. Actually, if you relax, it's easier to kind of maneuver it or make some decisions based on that.
And
relaxation.
Talking about children, if you've got little people in your world on wherever they're at, but look at a child will change like the weather. Literally they'll laugh, cry, be happy, be sad, and again, we just go with it. Or if you've got any pets, they won't always be exactly in the same mood, and that's because this is such a global thing. Everyone, it becomes bigger because there's so many people giving energy to it. But remember, that the opposite of fear is faith. And just trust that, like you've just said, this will pass. This is temporary. In this moment, feed your soul doing what you need to do in this moment. Feel no guilt about it. Feel no apologies for it. Just do what you need to do in this moment. And by doing that, it's okay. And if people around you don't understand, that's not your issue. It's
not on you. That isn't on you.
Exactly. And be comfortable with that little face behind you. Hiya.
Oh, what are you doing?
Yes.
Are you sad? You have to go downstairs and be sad if you're going to be sad.
Oh, bless her.
She's fuming. I just heard they had an argument outside and she's coming here crying. It's the joys. This is why we're moving the time, because during the school run is not that, like, it's hard. It's like, but it's, again, this is another example of having to just kind of navigate and pivot as things progress, as we're working things out. Emma, a little light bulb moment here for our lovely Emma. The opposite of fear is faith, and it's so good to hear that if you just trust.
So something right. So okay, you know me, Danny. I'm girls. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I have those moments where I think, what the? And then all I say is, this is welcome. This is going to teach me something. This is a lesson. It's a blessing. It's going to teach me something. What can I learn from this?
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, it's just, Lisa, just sit still and do nothing.
Stop.
Just press that pause. Literally press that pause, and then just go with it and do what feels right. Because if I don't feel okay, the biggest thing, and this is going back millions of years when I was a single mum millions of years ago, one of the people, I say, oh, make sure the kids are all right, and then I realised, actually, if I'm all right, my kids are all right. If I'm all right, the people around me are all right. If I'm all right, that's all right. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So, and it's not selfish. It's self-appreciation and valuing yourself in that moment,
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like you say, it's remembering that it's not selfish. Actually, it's probably more selfish of you not to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you're having a knock-on effect for everyone around you. And I've, again, even in the last 24 hours, I've been anxious and I felt a bit fraught. And I don't bring this to the table all the time for you. I do tell you when I'm feeling like that. And the last 24 hours, I've had to make a big decision about, in my mind, the trajectory of my year and my business and how that's going to go. And some of the decisions are controversial. Some of them are the right thing to do. Well, they're all the right thing to do. Yeah. But because I've been feeling like that, I get tired really easy. I get snappy, and the kids are the first people to feel it and sense it. And a row last night with Poppy, and it's because she can actually feel it. Whereas actually, if I'd have allowed myself to relax and allowed myself to go, do you know what? You don't have to panic here, Dan. You don't. it has a knock-on effect. And if you're not looking after yourself and allowing that for yourself, it's probably more selfish for you to not than it is for you to do.
And I think one of the biggest gifts of all of this scenario is, I think many of us have become much more self-aware, which maybe many of us weren't. We were all like carrying on doing, but
on the hamster wheel.
Completely that, and it just brings you right back, and you assess what matters, what doesn't matter, what can you let go of, what do you want more of, what can you nurture yourself with, what is right for me, and what's right for you. And it's so important. And again, take faith that any decision you make, that I don't believe in right and wrong, so any decision you make is going to literally enhance you, or you're going to learn something from it, which then in turn enhances you. Does that make sense? So it's okay, but just be true to yourself, because if you're true to yourself, everything will fall into place. It really, really will. And that panic we all get it. I get it. We all get it.
Everybody gets it. People look at people that do what we do and think, oh, they've got it together. They're not winging it. Everybody's winging it. And if they tell you that they're not winging it, they're bullshitting. Absolutely. Even when they make their strategies, they're still winging it. They're still making it up or following somebody else's blueprint, ensuring certain hope that it's going to work for them. They're either winging it or they're bullshitting. So everybody's the same.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I must admit, right? I don't kind of say certain words online, but at the moment,
sorry.
No, but
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. You don't swear.
No, I do. But actually, it is all bollocks at the moment. Let's face it. We are all winging it, and I'm like that. Do you know what? It's all bollocks.
Isn't it free when you do it for the first time online? You say it's like, I didn't swear. Oh, you naughty sod.
But it really is. It's just like, do you know what? Just do what you need to do now, not in a minute, right now, in this moment. And if it feels good, do it. If it doesn't, don't do it, because you're not going to be nurturing you. You're going to be doing it from a place, and it's going to show in your energy straight away. And people, like you just said, people are going to pick up on it, especially little people, especially the kids. They just know. And do you ever notice when your kids look at your eyes? If they see you feeling, they look at your eyes, because that's.
Abby pulls my face to her so she can see me. Talk to me, mummy, like this. All right.
Yeah, they look at your eyes, because the connection, that's from birth. The connection is the eyes,
Yeah.
So that's what they look at. And they're silly. They just know.
So if we go back to confidence, because you're the confidence coach, I teach people how to get out of their own way and turn up their confidence in terms of like speaking, for example. If you've got somebody that's coming to you that goes, I haven't got the confidence to do the things that I need to do to keep myself from moving forward. So it's not like what you've done, where you've kind of looked to the left and the right of you and gone, actually, there is focus that needs to happen here. And you have made that decision, not because you're hiding, but you've made that in the sure and certain knowledge that you are doing exactly what you need to do right now. Yeah. But you get people that don't do the things that they need to do to keep them moving forward because they're scared. Why do you think people feel like that? And what advice do you have for people who are stopping doing what they really want to do because they're telling themselves that they don't have the confidence?
Okay, good question. Right. So number one, a lot of people don't do something because they're worried what other people think.
Right.
Okay. But the reason they're worried about what other people think is because is what they think of themselves in the first place.
They're projecting.
Yes.
Right.
So everything comes from within. So we have subjective and objective control. Yep. Subjective is we are the subject. Okay. Mm-hmm. We what we feel. Objective is everything on the peripheral, everything going on around us. Okay. So if we focus on what we love doing, quite often people say like, what do you enjoy doing? What do you love doing? Take it back to absolute basics. And what I want to say as well is, think about when we arrive in this beautiful world, because it still is, even though it still is. Okay, there's a lot of gorgeous souls in this world and lots of amazing things, and we need to be grateful. We need to remember that.
Absolutely.
Okay? Not all crap. It's actually some.
It's not all crap at all.
I mean, we just like firing off each other this morning. It's lovely. So remember, take it back. When we first arrive in this world, we actually, believe it or not, we do have that confidence, because we let people know when we need feeding, we let people know when we need changing, we let people know when we want to go to sleep. So we have that voice when we are born. So it's not that we haven't got the confidence. Somewhere it's got a little bit covered up along the way by other people's imprinting of us and their beliefs. Okay. So when we take it back to us, what I do, and if I'm really honest, because I always am, that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm taking it right back to basics. What do I love doing? Because if you do what you love doing, your energy is going to shift. You're going to lift your energy, and when your energy shifts, you're going to be aligned with the good stuff, what I call the good stuff. Okay. But if we keep doing stuff that makes us feel crap, then guess what? The energy is going to keep dipping down. So it's try not to worry too much about what's going on the objective. Like, did that and she did that and they're doing that and I'm rubbish because I'm not doing. No, you're on your own journey, my darling. You're on your own journey in your own little car, got your own steering wheel, your own sat nav, and it's nobody else's business what you are actually doing. So when you take it back and do the things you love, even if it's not work connected, whatever it may be. I go for a bike ride in the morning. I've got a field over there. I'll just go and sit over there and take my flip-flops off and just sit in the grass, and people think I'm a bit bonkers. The other day,
but there's a really grounding that. Like, I mean, as a top tip for anybody who's feeling fraught and frenetic, go outside and put your feet on the grass. It's ridiculous. One of my friends, Nikki Sprosen, she's an energy healer, and she was like, Danny, stop talking to me. Go outside and put your feet on the floor.
This is it. Just do it.
All right. And it felt so good.
It is. Absolutely. And also, like, we're in that field over there. So Michelle's on here. She's like, Nutbury. Okay. There's one of these big, like, it's like a gaming chair, but it's a swing. So like the other week when I really, really was struggling in myself, and like, again, I'm being confident in saying that, because people need to hear that.
Because we all do.
Yeah, exactly. But we relax, and I was a mess. I was a mess. I went over there. I sat on this big gaming chair on the swing. I just sat on my own and I just swam.
On the swing.
And there were some kids over there, and they were looking at me, and I'm thinking, I feel like I'm 14 on a swing when I was a kid. You go to but I'm there. I'm 51, swinging on a swing. But I loved it, and I just sat there, and I was like, I need to do more of this. I've forgotten that actually I'm allowed to go and sit on a swing. I forgot. So,
and there's something that, like, if, like, specifically speaking around a swing, one of the reasons people who are on the autistic spectrum, there as a method of stimming or self-stimulation, swinging is often one of them, because it allows the body to gauge where it is in the world.
Yeah.
So actually the active swing, it's the same with heavy blankets. When you get those weighted blankets, it's the reason why it is so helpful, the reason why that is, I mean, being on your own and sitting and feeling like younger, yes, absolutely. But actually the active swinging, when you're feeling fraught, putting your feet on the ground or swinging, or not that kind of swinging, or having like a heavy blanket, actually your body, your brain, it allows your body to remember where it is in the world, and it's really grounding. It allows you to come back to center. So if you are feeling like things are kind of like spiraling like this, and I get that, they're actually sitting on that swing is probably doing even more for you than you know, like actually from a science point of view as well, from a meditative point of view.
Absolutely. And the other thing, how often do you actually sit and hug yourself? Hug yourself. Give yourself. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Hug yourself. Release the same hormones in your body, the same chemicals, and it just feels. And again, swinging, you can just sit and do that. You're not going bonkers. You're just looking after yourself. So again, remember, we are in the weirdest times. So whatever works, do it.
Do the thing. Do what works for you. Well, sit and give ourselves. I think we should, wherever you are right now, I think you should like give yourself a call. But it feels nice. It's like that kind of tacit, that really tactile feeling, that if you've got no one around you in the immediate to do it, if you sit here, actually it is quite comforting to sort of sit, give yourself a cuddle, lot.
Do it, and it's like with me, I've got candles, fairy lights. And that's what I'd forgotten to do that. I've been so busy. And I thought, do in the evenings now, I've got my little fairy lights around my window, like all my candles, like my incense, just nice stuff. Got some beautiful music on. You know, my son isn't looking at me like I'm bonkers anymore. He's like, oh, Mum, this is actually really nice.
It's actually nice. You're like, yeah, it is.
We're just taking and have things around you that make you feel good. Wear the stuff, you know, if you've got stuff around you thinking, oh, I hate that, get rid of it.
That's it. Chuck it in the bin.
That's it. So yeah, just do what you need to do. You know, do what you need to do. It's okay. It's okay.
One of the things I'm super excited about in moving when we move house. See you later, mate. When we move house is to have that space, is to set up that little area for me. Get a big old bean bag or just some space with some, you know, like you say, the fairy lights, because I can see how that I would sit. I can see myself sitting there with a brew or a glass of wine and a book. And there's no right now, and I can see why sometimes I get frustrated with my space is because there's no space to do it. Really excited about moving house to do that. What are you lot saying? I just did that to see if I could. My boobs didn't get in the way. Yes, Joanne, do it. Give yourself a love. Claire Watson, love a self cuddle. Love it. Lisa Jane, I'm always in my garden first thing, having my coffee, bare feet all the time. I love it.
And I don't get rid of my flip flops till about November. I wish.
No, even my flip flops in the winter in the house. I like the subtitles coming up as you speak on your page. It doesn't know what to type when you say bollocks. Oh, we're naughty.
It's like Siri. Have you ever had a swearing? It's like, goodbye. I'm not talking to you.
Luby Lou, on an airplane, we're told to put our mask on first in an emergency. Absolutely. And there's a reason for it. You are no good to anybody else if you are not, you know, looking after yourself and you are not well. Pop it in the bucket. Yes, absolutely. Chuck it in the bucket.
Yeah, I've got one of them just over there.
Get rid of that stuff that you don't need anymore. And you feel physically lighter. You feel physically lighter. If you've got stuff knocking around. I make no, like, it's a running joke in this community. I get a skip for fun. I just like throwing stuff away. My husband thinks I'm absolutely ruthless, and he holds on to stuff. He holds on to boxes, like empty boxes. Why?
Yeah.
Or they might be useful when. Buy a box when you need a box. It's fine.
The thing is as well, everything that we have is energy. Like everything is made up of energy. Everything. So if you continually hold on to stuff, you're holding on to all that energy that comes with it, you know. So, and this, you know, I'm very law of attraction. So, you know, there's a law called the law of I forgot what it was then, the law of vacuum. So as you move things, you're making way for the good stuff. You're making more space. So you just got to have a little clear out. If you have a clear out, it does feel good. It's like, you know, we all feel better when we've had a wash, don't we?
Yeah, it's like having a clear out. It's like Senecot for the soul, isn't it? You're just getting rid of all the shit. I've actually written that sentence in my book. Like I was like
just for that sentence.
I was reading back. I was doing a re-edit and we talk about all of these sorts of things because this understanding of yourself is imperative to get out when it comes to self-sabotage. Not knowing what confidence is really truly is one of the things where we sabotage ourselves because we think we have to be somebody that we're not in order to be confident. And this kind of brings, I mean, I guess it brings this whole conversation nicely to a circle. It is the knowing of and acceptance of yourself and being able to make the right decisions for you.
In the moment, and it's all right. Make that decision on a Thursday and then you get to Monday and it doesn't feel right. That is also okay. You know, it really, really is. You are allowed, you know, like think about like, you know, I'm a driving instructor as well. So I use a lot of car analogies, but you know, think about it. You start to drive to Sainsbury's, you go the normal route and you think, oh, I'm just going to bob off and see Jane on the way. That's all right. You're allowed to do that. When people don't, oh no, I better not do that. I better carry on driving to Sainsbury's. Take things, the big things, and put them into small things that you do every single day and you don't think twice about changing your mind. You know, because it seems bigger. There is no big or no small. It's just perception. So just because it seems a bit bigger, everyone goes, oh no, I can't do that. No, you bloody well can. You have to do it. Otherwise, this is not going to survive.
Right.
Especially at the moment. Especially
right now.
And I really do think whatever life is going to bring, I really do think this time has given a lot of people time to really, really decide and think and know that it's okay to change their mind. Reset the sat nav whenever you want. Change gear whenever you want. Put the handbrake on whenever you want. Do what you do.
What's the point in being here if you don't take that kind of autonomy for yourself or your life?
Exactly.
What is the point if you are bound by decisions that you've made in the past?
Yeah.
Because past you is not the same as now you.
No.
And now you isn't the same as future you.
Exactly. Now is just now. And I think people are waking up to that. A lot more people are waking up to that. And it's okay. Yeah. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to do what you need to do, as long as it's, and I say this all the time, as long as you are doing it from a place of love and kindness.
Yes.
Then, and no ego, you're just doing it because.
Just the intention.
Yeah, exactly. That's all that matters.
Amazing. So we've got Amy's just says, oh, it's a big one. I have to peep over to see you. I'm having a meh morning. My partner doesn't understand that I need to work consistently on my business in the evening when the kids are in bed. He says, what's the point in running my business if I can't be around for the next few months whilst I build? May take a walk on the beach to reground. Oh. Yes, you don't. He doesn't get to tell you what to do.
Okay.
Go on, Lisa, what are your thoughts on that?
Read this out. I'm just going to read this again. Having a meh morning. Okay. Right. Just remember, Amy, right, there's always an opposite. So the fact that you're actually, I'm just going to skip back your partner for a second. The fact that you're going to go to the walk, not may, do it. Just go do it. Take your flip-flops off and go and walk in the sand, because that'll make you feel amazing, and listen to it. My partner doesn't understand that I need to work consistently on my business in the evening. The kids are in bed. He says, what's the point in running my business if I can't be around for the next few months? Okay. It's more about what the end result is going to be. So, you know, in this, you can tailor your timing as much as you want. All I would say, my darling, is don't burn yourself out.
Don't burn out.
Yeah, make sure you've got some time, even if it's not sitting with him because he doesn't understand, but sit somewhere where you can actually have that space for you, like going for a walk on the beach. So I think it's just about just finding a little bit of time, a pocket for you, a pocket for your business, and a pocket for him if you want to. You might not.
If you want to.
Yeah. But remember, everything. Oh, sorry, I've got hair in my face. Everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. It really, really. Just be kind.
Yeah, be kind to yourself in the first instance. And if you're starting a business, you're pushing a stationary cart, it does take more effort in the first instance. Yeah. To create a business that has the potential that yours does have, and Amy works in the retail industry, you need to do a push to get it going. And sometimes, like when you say what's the point in running a business if you can't be around for the next few months, if that means that you can look after your family for the next few years, then that few months is okay, sister.
Incentive, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. What else are we saying? Detours are fine. Yeah, absolutely. Having a good clear out is soul lifting and motivating. Letting go of all crap is good for the soul. Absolutely. Pop the Senecot, y'all. Do what you bloody hell you want. Yes, yes, Emma. But you can. And here's the thing: the only person telling you not to do something is yourself. Isn't that right, Lisa?
Yeah, it is. And I think quite often we say no to certain things because we worry how it will affect other people. I had a conversation, I'm going to be really honest, I had a conversation with one of the kids, I think it was 10 weeks into lockdown, and it was my daughter, we hadn't seen each other, and something happened, I can't remember what it actually was now, but something happened, and all I knew is I'd been in for 10 weeks, hadn't really seen anyone apart from my son, because me and my son lived together.
Yeah.
And literally, and I said something, my words were, I've not stayed in for 10 weeks for somebody to speak to me like that.
Right.
And they were like, oh, and I was like, and they were like, God, you've changed. I was like, well, what do you expect me to do? I'm not gonna be the same coming out when I've been locked in for in that point, 10 weeks when I lived in flat as well. So it was like my hourly exercise a day. Then I allowed myself to go for a social distance walk. And I was like, no, absolutely not. So, always come back to basics, because as long as you're being true to yourself, even the thing is, when we change, we force people to change. So back to saying, Amy, you're doing what you're doing. So your routine as was, or what your husband or your partner felt has changed. So we force people to change even when they don't want to.
Yeah.
We can't sit around literally twiddling our fingers, worrying about making other people change. Because
Uncomfortable.
we're going to, yeah, exactly. It's a paradigm. It's all about paradigms. We're making people change when we change, and they either come with us or they don't, or they will adapt. They might have a little kick off first.
Yeah.
What is it? It's Gandhi. I quote this quite a lot with my ladies. First they laugh at you. No, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they get angry, and then you win. I might have got that. But there's a little system going through it. So as you change, some people might have a kick off, then they'll accept it, or then they might say something, but it's none of your business.
Yeah.
As long as you are being true to yourself, and there's a reason why you're doing it, and it comes from here, then you will.
Like the way I see it isn't quite so profound, but to change the picture on the Etch a Sketch, you got to shake it up. Like you can make some people uncomfortable, including yourself, if you are gonna like change and make things better for yourself. And if there are things in life that you want that you do not have, you have to change who you are in order to get them. Not who you are intrinsically, but you have to change some of the things that you do and some of your approaches in order to get them, because if you didn't, you would already have them. So to get a better picture on the Etch a Sketch, you got to shake it up a little bit.
As well, it's like, it's about getting what you want. It doesn't mean about getting what you want and getting the be the go-getter. Getting what you want could be actually, I'm stopping. And that's there's no rule. There is no rules,
And on that bombshell, Lisa Hawkyard, we have run out of time. And I think what a brilliant way to finish off what has been an incredible conversation this morning. So there are no rules, you guys. There are the only rules that there are when it comes to confidence, when it comes to going and getting the things that you want out of life. You only have the rules that you apply to yourself. Your fear is often based on your perception of what people think. People actually, they're not that much arsed. And if they are uncomfortable, it's all right. It's like Lisa said, they either stay with you and change with you and adapt, or you get to move on and still acknowledge and bless them and love them on your way, but you're going where you're going, and there are no rules. Lisa Hawkyard, you are glorious and wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on the show at Rise Up Show.
Very much. Loved every second.
So you guys, that was Lisa Hawkyard, everybody. What an incredible woman. What a beautiful heart. What incredible learnings we have had this morning about taking things back for yourself, making sure that you are remaining aware that things are always transient, that this too shall pass. Whatever curveballs we are getting thrown with regards to confidence, it is that quiet and it's that quiet knowing and acceptance of yourself. It isn't about having to force your way forward. It is about relaxing into moving forward and letting those things, stop fighting that fear and relax into it. What's the fear trying to tell you? It's trying to keep you safe. It's because it doesn't know what's on the other side is going to be incredible and awesome. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. Thank you so much to our incredible guest, Lisa Hawkyard. We will be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock with Tisha Braid. We're going to be talking about her journey of self-discovery, how she left the corporate world and moved into the events industry. Some incredible insights and emotional insights from Tisha tomorrow. Make sure you join us 8 o'clock, the show at Rise Up Show. If you are not already, make sure you join the IATQB Hive, where we carry on the conversation and also where we share our successes and our challenges and help each other do that very thing. Show up, wise up, and rise up. Follow me across the socials. The Queen Bee, Danny. I love you. I will see you in the morning. Ciao.